So we want to talk for just a minute about the United States and what's emphasized in elementary schools and the learning of elementary children. Teachers in the United States are asked to really focus on literacy. 50 to 60% of the day is to be spent on creating literacy activities that students will learn how to be literate. Good readers, good writers, good listeners. However, then we throw in a little bit of mathematics and how important that is. So if you take 60% of the day and do literacy, 20% doing mathematics, that leaves us 10 to 15% of the day to do science. Those three subjects are emphasized. However, the goal of education in the United States is to create a productive citizen in our elementary students, to get them to think and know where they live and know about the world around them. So then we start talking integration of different topics across those other three. Those are the three main areas that we cover. Jamie talked a little about social studies and how we fit that in, knowing about government. The three big ones are literacy, mathematics, and science. Those are the ones that are tested on end-of-level testing. However, we do teach PE and healthy lifestyles. Getting students to know that exercise is important, that eating the right foods is important, and what are the right foods and how do they mix those foods to get a healthy diet. That's important. We also talk about the systems in the body, the heart, the lungs, how does that work, the muscular system, your eyes, your ears. They need to know that as a part of the healthy lifestyles.
Yes, in fourth grade, we often would have students not only learning about the heart and the lungs, but we would have them act it out. We would have them draw those different things. We would have them represent the healthy lifestyles in various ways as we would integrate art into that as well. In the art standards, we have things like visual arts, dance, theater, music. Students get an opportunity to express themselves in different ways as they learn about these different mediums. With visual arts, students will learn about different artists. They will create different paintings on their own, and often we try to do that. A painting maybe would be influenced by a social studies concept, something we were learning about in literacy, a science concept, so that we could do those at the same time. The same thing would happen with dance. The Virginia Reel was a dance that people who first settled Utah did as a celebratory dance when they got together. We teach fourth graders how to do this dance, and they have an absolute blast learning about the Virginia Reel. We also do things with theater. When we're reading stories and we're trying to help students learn comprehension, we'll act out different sections of that story to help them understand better what is happening in that story. We'll teach them front stage, backstage, who is the main character, who's a supporting character. All of those things help students understand the story a lot better. With music, we also incorporate things like recorders, as Peggy was talking about earlier.
Recorders it's like a small clarinet, and all fourth graders learn to play the recorder. It's a wind instrument that they put their fingers on. It's very nerve-wracking when young students try to learn that. We've also created some drums, different kinds of drums, because the Native American culture used drums to communicate. We have also done square dancing, where they get with partners and they dance a Western square dance, so it's part of the cultural experience also. Through this integration, we like them to learn how important art is to the community, how important dance is in celebrating, how important music is, how important artwork is, and how to create some of this artwork and the artists that went before them. We're hoping to create a well-rounded student that can be a productive citizen when they grow up. We also want to learn about what they are interested in, where their strengths are, where their weaknesses are. You never know what's going to pique a student's interest, and sometimes that's not always math, science, or language arts. Sometimes we have to find that through the arts or through physical movement or something. So we're trying to find the strengths of each student and help them to learn these other content areas so that they can become a productive citizen.
And just not too long ago, maybe 10 or 15 years ago, technology was added that teachers need to integrate to make sure that students are not only understanding how to use technology, but also using it responsibly. And that is something that they have put in to integrate as well. Students shouldn't be learning with technology all day, every day when they're young. They need to learn with their bodies, as we talked about, with health and PE, with movement. It's important for students to learn the different technologies to not only use responsibly, but respectably to other people in the community. As Peggy mentioned, all of these things are to help us make students well-rounded citizens in society, to not only have the knowledge to go forward in life, but also to have the social skills and the empathy and the citizenship that they need to help others along their way.
We also want them to be able to give back to their communities and learn the empathy and the different things that are going on in the world so that they can become good global citizens as well. They need to learn about other cultures. They need to be able to compete globally in this world for jobs and different things when they grow up. So they need to learn a work ethic. They need to learn about how to study, how to stick with something, how to persevere. So all of that is tried to be integrated into the three big subjects of mathematics, language arts, and science. It's a tough task for all teachers all over the world, but we're trying to do that through integration.
And integration is one of the best ways we've found to engage students. We really like to get kids up and moving, working with their hands, thinking critically. We don't like it to be a lot of paper and pencil worksheets. So integration is a great way that we have found to motivate students, to help them find their love and passion for learning, and to keep them engaged and thinking at a high level.
If we don't do these activities, our students become bored with learning. It becomes very rote and very systematic. Therefore, we try to engage them in hands-on problem-solving activities that will help them love learning, to pique their curiosity and to want to learn more about anything that they have seen. So our goal is through integration is to help them to become lifelong learners and then to become good global citizens.
Thank you. We hope this helps you understand integration.